first impression was like a wooden fence, and then it kind of dissolved.
Okay.
And then it was, I was getting like flashes. It was like a bit of a forest, and then dark skins,
Mm-hmm.
people or tribes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's like I'm walking now again in a forest.
Okay.
Yes, there's
Yeah.
sounds. There are sounds in the forest.
What do you hear?
Um, it's animals, animal sounds, different like insects and birds. I'm just walking.
Okay. Can you take a look down at the ground
Hmm.
and tell me if you can see your feet? Do you have feet?
Yeah, it's mm, yeah, it looks like I have I have like very wild feet.
Hmm.
Mm,
Do they have shoes? Are they bare feet?
Bear.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Just let yourself just kind of scan up that, up from those feet, and maybe up the legs, and tell me what you see or feel. If there are any clothing or
No.
no clothing. Okay.
Mm.
And what does the body look like? Are there any anything that stands out, skin color or anything like that?
Mhm. Well, it's funny. It's like this primitive body. It's a bit hairy,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and I'm a female. I think I thought I was male when I was walking, but I think I'm a female.
Okay. Good. So a primitive body, female. Are you carrying anything?
Mm. It's not clear.
Okay. It's all right. Good. Are you able to sense your facial features or your hair or anything like that?
Mm, I just feel kind of mm, quite, yeah, quite primitive
Mm-hmm.
features and this, like very primitive face and body structure. Mm, like one of, yeah, like those primitives.
Good.
Mm, yeah,
Okay.
mm,
So just expand your energy out around you. And
mm-hmm.
as you're walking through the forest, maybe you can sense where you're going or sense what things
Yeah,
look like around you.
mm, yes, I have an idea of a cave
Mm-hmm.
also, and though I am in the forest, but
Okay. You're going to go to
it's,
the cave, you think?
yeah, probably I am
Okay.
returning to the cave, and there is something about little children, little babies or something, but I don't know if I'm carrying or if they're in the cave or.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's go there now.
Mm-hmm,
Just go ahead and close down the current scene. And we'd
mm-hmm,
like you to move to this cave and
mm-hmm,
just be out in front of this cave.
mm-hmm,
Just be there now
mm-hmm.
and tell me what's going on around you.
Mm. So I'm actually not on my own. There's others in the area. It's like a grouping, a tribe.
Okay.
Mm.
Are any of these others with you? Are they any of them family members or partners?
Mm. It, it's like they're doing things. I can't see exactly what they're doing, but it's as if they're doing like domestic, like things necessary for daily life, and I, it could be like it could be like a family, extended family or something around me. Mhm. And like I feel I have children there.
Mm-hmm. Good. And is this where you live?
It's where we live now,
Mm-hmm.
in the sense that mm, it's as if we also live in other places.
Okay.
So, or we move around,
Mm-hmm.
or it's seasonal. But
Yeah.
now this is, yes, our home. And yes, so we're like reorganizing it. Mm.
And what are you doing? Are you doing any specific tasks or what are you doing in this moment?
Mm. It's like I'm more taking care of maybe children
Hmm.
and getting out food, probably looking for berries or looking for food. And mm, and taking care of children
Yeah, lovely. Okay,
and picking picking food around,
good.
like picking from bushes or picking.
Good. Why don't we go to the time when you're actually eating a meal? So I'd like you to go to the time when you're eating that meal, that food that you've gathered. I'd like you to be there now.
Hmm.
And just tell me what you're eating and who's around you.
Yeah, it's like it's all being gathered
Mm-hmm.
together.
Yeah.
So what you pick is not that what you bring home for yourself, but you
Mm-hmm.
put it, it's as if I go to some place where we all uh, bring our things that we've been picking, and it just is, it's all put there together
Good.
on, yeah, on the floor. I don't know if there's something like a blanket or something anyway, and it's on there. We just put things there, and mm, so we gather around this area, and and then we share there everything. So what is best for, you know, each one of us and the children, and then you can just pick on and just get what you need
Mm-hmm.
from there.
Good. So
Mm,
you're sharing all the food and
mm-hmm. Yes,
coming
it's,
together.
yeah, it's coming together,
Yeah.
and so it's a place where you share, and it's funny. I can't understand. I mean, it's, I don't know how primitive we are, and I don't know if we talk. I don't understand.
Mm-hmm. Why don't we try to why don't we try to see about that? Maybe you
Mm-hmm.
could see if you can communicate with one of the others
Mm-hmm.
and see if maybe you call each other by a name or if you recognize anyone. Just expand your energy out and just see what you feel.
Mm-hmm. Well, there is something, yeah, there is a way of communicating,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to see with the little ones. I can't understand. I really can't understand if
Understand what
it's
anybody's
no.
saying.
Maybe they do, but maybe
Maybe.
they do talk. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe they do have a kind of language. Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And looking around at the little ones and the others around you, do you recognize anyone's energy there? Is anyone familiar to you?
Well, it's funny you ask. I feel it's all far-fetched in a way because it also feels very awkward
Mm-hmm.
to be here.
Mm-hmm.
But if I were to say yes, um, my French friend and guide, I could say that probably
Mm-hmm.
he is here.
Okay.
Mm, it's funny all this because it's really, really very funny. Gosh, wow. I'm just realizing something.
Yeah. What is that?
Mm, oh my, wow.
So you recognize this energy, and what what role does this person or being play in this scene?
Yeah, he's still someone that kind of he does have a role, a social role, and I do feel that there's like, that you, it's like beings that refer to him in some way.
Okay.
I've just realized this incredible thing that he's French and he lives in the border between France and Italy, and
Mm-hmm.
he lives up in the mountains in the Alps, and there is he also used to have like a stone home where we used to spend the summers together.
Mm-hmm.
And very wild, and we actually tried to reconstruct the stone house, and we made the bathrooms, and during the summers we would like make it livable. And so most of the time in the early days, we would sleep in the tents because the buildings weren't, you couldn't live in them. And then sometimes it was too many of us, and I like sleeping in the tent outside very much. But up in the Alps, not far away. I mean, it's a difficult walk, and you can do it in a day, but you have to really get out early in the morning, like at 5, 6. And there's a place called the Valley of Marvel,
Mm-hmm.
La Val des Merveilles. And in this valley, they're all prehistoric paintings of prehistoric beings.
Hmm. Okay.
And now I reconnected him to this place.
Okay. Yeah.
How amazing.
That's wonderful. Wonderful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Is there anything else in this particular scene that stands out to you? Any other
Mhm.
information that you need?
Well, it's an organized way of life, and that
Mm-hmm.
there is peace, and there is a balance, and
Yeah.
there is an organization, and so it feels, yeah, beautiful. It's also, yeah, beautiful, nature and setting,
Mm-hmm.
and it's organized and safe.
Good.
Yeah, and that, yeah, if you say, if there's someone that I can energy that I can reconnect. It's funny that he came, and in fact, he lives
Mm-hmm.
in this
Yeah.
historic. I mean, it's a very, very famous place, difficult to reach. You have to be a real hiker. Quite an amazing place, and he actually lives very close by. Funny.
Yeah.
Mm.
Great.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Would you like to move farther ahead in this life, or would you like
Mhm.
to move on from this life?
Yeah, I think we can try and move further ahead if there's
Sure.
something I must
Mm-hmm.
understand, but
Yeah. Okay. So I'd like you to just close down this scene, and I'd like you to just move forward to another important place and time in this same life that has important information for you. So you're moving to the next scene in this life. I'd like you to be there now and tell me what you are sensing around you.
well, all that comes to me is the organization
Mm-hmm.
of life and of community, and the importance of this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's referring to always how important that is, or at the time. Anyway, at the time, what comes through is the importance of this cooperating in this community life,
Yeah.
uh, and that probably it was a moment in in history and time when this was happening in these primitive lives, and that it was important for some kind of awareness, or
Mm-hmm. If you were able to feel into it, would you be able to get any idea of a time frame of when this might have occurred?
mm, I'm terrible with numbers and history and all this, but what comes is like a number two with zeros. I
Mm-hmm.
can't say how many zeros. Two. Oh dear. I don't know. It's like 20,000, 200,000, but something like that. It's really
Mm-hmm.
like old.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good. And how does this sense of the organization and the community, that life, how does that how does that make you feel? Is this a happy life?
Caring also. There's a caring. There's also mother care. There's also caring of people and the feelings and significant, but like as if it was something that is important for
Mm-hmm.
some reason.
Yeah.
Is important. As I say, it's like connected to consciousness mm, of some sort. Maybe from, well, I don't know, maybe an evolutionary
Mm-hmm.
sense. I wouldn't know.
Good. Okay. Very good. All right. Well, let me go ahead and let's move forward. Would you like to maybe transition from here into another life or
Hmm.
another setting?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd like you to do, so I'd like you to take a nice deep breath, and I'd like you to leave that body, just transition out of that body. Now let's drift away from that lifetime, leaving it behind as we drift away to another time, another place where there's helpful information for you. We are moving to a new time and a new place, and you have arrived at this new time and this new place. And just look around. Tell me what you feel or what you sense. Maybe where are you?
So I have the feeling that I'm in nature again.
Mm-hmm. Just expand your energy out and just breathe into it. Maybe something or someone comes into view, or maybe the scene.
Mm. Yeah. So it could be that I'm a little boy, maybe. And like there's maybe it's my mother or someone calling out. And I feel like I'm back in a mm, mm, I don't know, but probably because I've visioned it all these weeks and months since my last session. It's like I'm back again
Mm-hmm.
into this forest and in
Mm-hmm.
this native Indian life, but yes, and I'm like a little boy, and then
Yeah.
so there's like women, and probably one, as I say, could be my mother,
Mm-hmm.
is kind of checking on me or calling on me, and she's doing her own things,
Yeah.
domestic things, and I'm like hiding in the rocks and just exploring and playing, which it seems like something that I really like doing.
Yeah.
Hiding.
Hide and seek.
Hmm.
Good.
Jumping around.
Yeah. Does this feel like the same place you've been before?
Yeah, that's the feeling that
Yeah.
I've gone back to that life
Okay.
again.
Yeah. So maybe there's some more information for you here today. Well, let's just see what happens next.
Hmm.
So what else is going on? You're playing and there's adults around.
They're yes, they're all at the camp, and it's as if the camp now has only women, and like the men have gone to
Mm.
discuss somewhere with some others of some other tribes. They're like meeting places, and it's I know that this is all in the background, and I'm just playing in nature and very much also on my own, not always with other children. I
Mm-hmm.
also do a lot on my own. I, because it's like yeah, it's different. I get in tune with the stones, with the trees and the water, and I
Yeah.
just get. I like the fact of also being on my own and playing on my own, and then yes, and then I have this horse.
Yeah. Does your horse accompany you on all of these adventures?
No, he's in a field
Yeah.
close, very
Okay.
close by, and
Yeah.
he's in a field, and I also go there, or I play in the forest, or where these rocks are,
Mm-hmm.
the river, and yeah, I explore around. I just go exploring around.
What kind of connection do you have with these rocks and these and the trees? Do you have any communication with them?
Yeah, I feel like I do.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I can deeply connect
Yeah.
with the elements and with the rocks, and yeah, even with the rocks I connect.
Beautiful.
Mm, and it all feels natural and like a game, but also just natural and very nourishing. I need that
Mm.
to be there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the truest thing. It's where it makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm.
So this connection really nourishes you and provides you with a nice just sort of a your peace and your knowingness. It sounds
Yeah,
like. Yeah, that's
yeah,
beautiful.
it's like it's like my school.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me understanding.
Yeah.
And so it really gives me the understanding about life. It's
Mm-hmm.
like a school of life.
Yeah.
Mm, so I learn here. It's my school.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Mm,
Good. Um, would you like to explore further? Would you like to move to the next scene and see what we can find?
okay.
So
I'm kind
just
of, yeah, just,
yeah. So just take a moment and close out this scene. And let's move forward to the next time and place that has important information for you. I'd like you to be there now. And tell me what is happening, what you're feeling.
Mm. Discussions. There's discussions.
Mm-hmm.
There's discussions on what to do. And so, yes, I had it, but it's gone away again. It's a lot of discussions
Yeah.
from many levels. But what comes to me is like that for me, I don't want to be respectful or say the wrong thing, but it's as if the discussions, in a way, they really are not the point. The point is that with all these discussions, it's like losing the real sense. That is what nature has taught us, the real sense.
Okay.
And there's no, there would be no other way. There's the rule of nature, the
Mm-hmm.
law of nature. And that's, if you get in tune with that, that's all you need to know. And so we're making discussions that's taking us away. It's
Oh, okay.
from the truth, and the truth is there, and it can be felt in the heart.
Yeah.
But so we are the first ones that are in hardship.
Okay.
We're detaching from that
I
in a
see.
way.
Mm-hmm. And about how, how old do you think you are at this point? Are you an adult? Are you still a child?
Mm. I just had a very difficult feeling,
Mm-hmm.
like I was like out of my body. I feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
Um, I felt like I feel like yes, I feel like it's now. I feel like I'm looking at it. I'm like out of my body. I'm
Looking at it?
looking at it.
Okay.
I feel quite uncomfortable.
Okay. You can just observe it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to feel anything uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You can just look at it from the observer's standpoint.
Yeah. Thank you.
And when you're outside looking, are you Are you transitioning out of the body? Have you transitioned at this point, or are you just watching a scene go on?
I feel like I'm not in any body. I'm like
Mhm.
suspended,
Okay,
but I'm not comfortable.
not comfortable. Okay,
No.
okay. Why don't we go ahead and move on from here
Yeah,
so you don't
that's
have to feel uncomfortable, okay?
right. Thank you.
Of course. So let's first take a nice deep breath. And I'd just like you to exhale yourself out of that body, out of that experience. And let's just drift away. Let's drift away from that lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Let's leave it behind.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you'd like, we could go to meet your counsel, or perhaps we could go and meet a guide. Or would you like to maybe see about meeting up with your council of guides?
Mm-hmm. This
We
sounds,
we could do
yeah.
that. Yeah, we could do that. So I'd like you to just drift away. And I'd like you to go to a time when you're meeting with the council, your council of guides. And we're going to move to a time when you're meeting with your guides. I'd like you to be there now and tell me what you see. Tell me what you feel around
Mm-hmm.
you. Maybe there are many, maybe there's just one.
No, there you are right. It's like a grouping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm. I feel like on the left-hand side, I see like three light beings sitting down. And then there's also others on the right somewhere standing, or maybe they're standing up. But it is like, yeah, it's interesting. It is like a space.
Yeah. What's the
I
space
can't
like?
define. Yeah, it's like I can't really see
Mm-hmm.
an architect or anything at the moment. I just see this space with light beings. They do have light, and I can't see a proper shape
Mm-hmm.
of the face or shape of the body, or it's like the light bodies, and I
Yeah.
can't get into details. Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Light bodies. Nice.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
kind of light bodies.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. So if you'd like, perhaps you could let one of them step forward. Maybe one could step forward and introduce themselves. Or
Yeah.
maybe just see if anybody wants to step forward.
Okay. So yeah, it looks like it looks like they are talking about it, and that one is going to come, and So he's or she or this being
Mm-hmm.
is getting ready.
Yeah, maybe they can either share their name with you or maybe give you a message or even
Mm-hmm.
some healing.
Yeah, talking about a self-love.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually expressing it. Sorry, they're sending it,
Oh.
making me feel, reminding me
Mm-hmm.
of
Wonderful.
self-love.
Yes. Wonderful.
Mhm.
And how does that make you feel?
Yeah, it, it makes me realize that there's work to do there, that, yeah, it's, I forget about it. And that, like, my question is to them is, yes, but I know, but how?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just ask them. Ask them how.
And they just give me the sense and the feeling. They just they convey this. It's as if I'm structured sometimes in a way of like not accepting it,
Mm-hmm.
as if, how can I say? I don't know if to put it like,
Maybe they could provide you with some healing or some kind of an activation that would allow you to accept this.
yeah, because I feel they're doing it, and I
Okay,
thank you for saying
good,
that, because
good.
it's,
So they're doing it. Okay, good. That's what
Well,
I
that's
figured.
the feeling I
Yeah.
had. I had something on my heart that was like,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like, just physically, I felt like little things going on here.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
maybe now that you say it, because it's actually what I was wondering if they were,
Mm-hmm.
because they made me feel it. And then I went, and it's as if they're also doing something.
Yeah. What does it feel like in the heart space?
It's like expansion and softness,
Mm-hmm.
um, something on a hardness
Yeah.
that doesn't need to be there.
Mm-hmm. Good.
It doesn't need, but it's there. But it's something I think I do, like to myself.
So let them do whatever healing or whatever upgrades that they feel that you need.
Mm-hmm.
Just
I
let them
think that's,
proceed.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's what's probably happening.
Yeah. So just let them do their work. And while they're doing that, do they have any other information for you?
It's as if they said before,
Mm-hmm.
I can ask them now, but before it's as if they said that I know perfectly well. And then I felt that I had like a hardening, and then they made me feel the sense of this love. Uh,
Good. Good, good, good. Okay. Would you like to let them continue and we could move forward while they're
yeah,
working?
yeah, I feel something. I feel like a pressure
Mm-hmm.
on the heart, and
Okay.
definitely it's also probably connected to before the scene before. Also, I feel it's deeply connected also
Oh,
to that scene. I feel
okay.
it emotionally also.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's connected there.
Yeah, they're clearing it out of there. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just breathe. Just breathe it out. There you go. There you go. Just breathe it out. Just let it go. You don't have to carry it anymore. You just release it right now. Just let it out. There you go. Good. Good. Yeah, they're moving it out. You don't need it anymore. Good. Very good. Does that feel a little lighter for you? Good.
I feel um, it's like something that is always deeply underlying
Mm-hmm.
and probably connected
Yeah.
to the way I respond to
Mm-hmm.
experiences I live in this life.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But mm,
Good. That's good. I'm getting it all out of there. Very good. I'm going to be much lighter after this. Much lighter.
mm,
Beautiful. So I'm just going to ask that they
yes.
continue. I'm going to ask that they continue
Mm-hmm.
in the background and just keep doing that. Just keep releasing that out of there for you until it's all gone.
Mm-hmm.
So if you'd like, you can just go ahead while they're working. Let's just drift away from there.
Mm-hmm.
Just drift up and away from that scene and just
Mm-hmm.
leave it behind. And we're going to float up. We're going to float higher and higher. And we're going to float up and connect with your higher self. Your higher self is merging with you now, stronger than ever before. And your higher self is merging with you so that we can get healing and more information for you today. Now you are connected with your higher self. May I please speak to Belinda's higher self now?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you so much for working with us today. I would like to also invite Belinda's family of light to join with us and begin doing any other healing work that needs to be done on her today. I know that the higher self is connected to all information that is helpful and healing for us. And if it would be okay, may I take some time to ask some questions today? Would that be appropriate? Would it be okay if I ask some questions for Belinda?
And I'm trying to feel.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I, I can try and see if this is my higher self that
Mm-hmm.
I'm connected to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just remember, the higher self is always there, always. And if you'd like, we can re-merge again. Let's do that again. I want you to float up higher and higher, and connect with your higher self. And the higher self is merging with you now, stronger than ever before. Your higher self is merging with you so that we can get healing and information. Now you are connected with your higher self. And would it be okay if I speak with Belinda's higher self? Maybe we can go ahead and ask some of her questions today and let them unfold for her.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
how is she doing? Is she doing okay at this moment? Feeling okay?
I would say yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. And
Yeah.
she's going through some good healing here, so okay. So out of everything that was shown today, why did you show the scenes of the primitive life to her? The primitive life where the caves were, and she recognized Guy. Why did she see that today? And just remember, whatever the very first thing is that comes to mind is the right thing to say.
Okay. Well, the first thing mm, that has come up is the heart and the emotional
Mm-hmm.
aspect of this primordial tribe that was organized, an organized tribe or gathering of beings. And the understanding is not very clear still, but there is something about how they um, how they actually felt. This human,
Mm-hmm.
how can I say, the human factor, this expression of humanity that was in them,
Yeah.
even even though they could look so primitive, but they probably had in them what counts in a way, in a very primordial
Mm-hmm.
way, but they had what matters.
Yeah. Yeah. And what matters?
Well, first of all comes the heart, so
Yeah.
the expression of love, which is um, it can't hardly be explained, but you see, it's like there was a motherly love because she was aware that she was a mother and taking care of children.
Mm-hmm.
So an instinctive love of living for them, finding food for them, giving them a protection, a home,
Yeah.
an organization. But all this was driven also through the heart.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Mm.
So, how does that relate to Belinda's life right now?
Um, Maybe it can be the starting point, which is definite, sure, a solid base where everything then will branch off from, but that to go to the basics, she's starting her life
Mm-hmm.
from zero.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, it's just completely all a new beginning. She hasn't moved here with things all preset, pre-organized. And so the only thing is to start from that point of feeling the heart and feeling the sense of love coming through.
Yeah. Wonderful.
And yeah, and really having a deeper understanding of what love is. Love is in all actions. Love is awareness. Love is when you pour yourself a glass of water with awareness, and awareness when you drink it, and the action of cooking, and the love you put in the food, and just the details of life, and bringing it really down to the very simple terms and starting from there, like one brick after the other from the beginning, but from a real secure base more than any other thing. Getting lost in thought and or in a worry, what really counts is going with that flow,
Mm-hmm.
resting on that flow and listening to what it has to give to you. It's all there. And it's probably Belinda
Yeah.
has been brought up with another way, as most of human beings, you have to organize, and you have to, it's like deconstructing a belief system that we rely on.
Yeah.
And it's not easy and sometimes difficult to accept. So the only way is to feel the love, because otherwise it can seem too difficult to go through other procedures and other practical ways. The practicality is important, but if it's to reconstruct securities and all that has been done in the old ways, that's not probably the lesson this time. Is yeah, it has to go through more feeling and more, and when you're in that feeling and flow of love, you're more authentic, you're close to the source.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
wonderful.
yes, and so you're connected, and you start feeling the being connected to that. And when you start filling yourself up with that feeling and that nourishment, then the mind comes and goes less in that worry or mind organization on how to construct. But it's difficult because we are, you know, we organize humans.
Mm-hmm.
They reorganize lives, and that's their beautiful way, but it has to go through the heart.
Yeah. Wonderful. Would you be able to adjust the energies so that she can match this vibration of this perspective?
Yeah, that's a bit the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, there is there yeah, she has to, it's something she knows, but she has to learn again,
Mm-hmm.
because she's got other patterns also. And so for her it's a bit revolutionary
Yeah.
in a way, but it really comes through authenticity. It's the truth. It's very subtle. It's a flow that you, if you listen to it and if you feel it and you feel the flow in your cells, the cells of your body embody the flow, and then the answers and the way to go is there.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you cut the communication and the connection, and then the mind will begin to worry and ask, more of the practicalities, and that's not the way to go now. Not this
Mm-hmm.
experience. This is a new experience for her.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
That's
it
wonderful.
is.
Yeah. Um, can you tell her why you showed her briefly the, for just, I know just briefly, we looked at the life when she was a Native American. Is there a reason why you showed her that scene of the being the little boy and playing in the forest?
Yeah, yeah, because that's the resource she has, and that's what that should be really where she can tune into, because that is that is a real that is a truthful resource that will help this connection to her complete whole self and be one with the environment, be one with humanity, and to feel also mm, the peace,
Mm-hmm.
and not to be afraid, because it also was a painful, very painful. I think it must have been a very painful life, that one, yes.
Yeah.
And the divisions, that came about, but the divisions came within the natives first. They let themselves be divided by the outside, and the experience was probably that everything was there,
Mm-hmm.
but then the discussions, they lost this connection, the discussions of what was right, what was wrong, and the who's and all that mind coming in
Yeah.
through the worries, the fears. And so the natives lost their connection. They didn't lose it, but they kind of were overshadowed by this other way that came and overcast them. And it was like, it seemed like there was no choice. It seemed like it had to go that way. And so the painful thing was to see that and to know that all this was going to end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And yeah,
Can we go ahead and release that pain today? Can we let that go?
yeah, well,
I suspect that's what they're already doing by working on her heart space, but
yes.
She doesn't have to carry it anymore.
No, no,
No.
no,
Yeah.
no. It's she's done it many times.
Yeah.
She's done it in many, many eras and lives.
Yeah.
And it's that is not um, a reason or a belief of existence. That's the road is to feel the beauty of connection and not the pain of these eras that have finished and, and been overshadowed by ignorance and the loss of knowingness.
Mm-hmm.
And all the sorrow that goes with these beautiful expressions of life and connection and awareness. But it was meant to be.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Would it be a good time to begin doing a body scan and a healing for her?
Yeah, we can try.
Okay, sure. So I'd like you to just scan around and through her body. You can start at the bottom and work your way up, or at the top and work your way down. And just kind of feel around and tell me if you come across anything that is maybe blocking the flow of energy, or there's something attached, um, or something that needs healing and attention today.
Mm-hmm. So I'm scanning through the
Sure.
body.
Okay. So far, so good?
Well, no, I was
Or do you see something?
no. Well, seeing. So there's like a kind of tiredness, a bit
Mm-hmm.
all together. I feel that here there's like the she is uh, putting attention onto this, but I feel that she needs to put more um, more attention with the intention, in the sense of
Mm-hmm.
really going to self-love and
Yeah.
deeply expressing herself.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she tends to maybe, put other things as a priority just very spontaneously, but that's the wrong way to go. So it's good also to find the space and time, and she knows this, so it would be really good that she became aware of how important it is.
Okay, good.
All the energies moving
Mm-hmm.
better, it would make her to, do the right choices and just get the whole energies and mechanisms flowing in the right way.
Okay.
So this would help the energy level.
Mm.
And
Mm-hmm.
from a physical level, I there like I can't. It's as if I'm blocked. I can't see anything, or
It's okay. Might not be anything to see.
it could be. It could be also, yes, or yeah, just that she maybe something on the throat,
Mm-hmm.
something on the throat could be there.
Okay. Does it feel
Something.
like there's something there?
It could be something. So just sending kind of cleaning
Mm-hmm. Good.
the area and just bringing light.
Perfect.
I mean, a white light.
Okay.
Mm. And yes, there's more like a necessity to move these energies. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I shall
Yeah, it sounds like,
see to do.
yeah,
Mm.
sounds like we need to get the energy moving.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the energy needs to be moved. It's kind of there's like blockages
Mm-hmm.
in this flow.
I'm happy to help you with that. I'm happy to help move that
Uh,
flow.
yeah, it's um, mm, okay. So yes, this is. mm, It's like on from the core, from her navel, her central part of the body.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it really all needs to be activated to then move to the limbs.
Okay.
But it's really, that's the point that is like blocked in certain points, and it needs to circulate. And also it's got to do with exchanging with the environment.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of blocked also. Maybe it has to do with many issues, but not least and last the fact of coming to New Zealand
Yeah.
and not interacting socially, and a lot of silence, a lot of within attention within, which has been very good, but also it needs to be exchanged, and it needs to yeah, it needs to be
She needs
more
to get some
more
interaction
yeah,
outside. Mm-hmm.
mm, more aware of this, and of how important it is.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Mm,
Now you're
but it
able. Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah,
Oh, I was going to say, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, that it seems like it's okay in the sense that there has been a time to uh, look within and
Yeah.
to stop. That was all part of also what's been going around the whole planet.
Yeah.
So it's all a part of the picture. Um, it's also important, though, to balance what is within, without, and it's like the cells. They communicate one another, and they give information and nutrition, and this is also important for Belinda
Good.
to to do this, to start sharing, bringing out, interacting, not out of balance. Before it was more outside, and now it's gone all inside.
Ah, I see. Okay. Yeah.
So it's good, but it's also important to remember that there has to be a balance,
Mm-hmm.
and it has to go through the heart, and this feeling of true contact with love, heart, source, that will be the guidance to all actions, all decisions that they need to come naturally through that flow, and to have trust in this. There is the support of nature.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Yeah.
Is there anything else in the body besides what you've discussed that needs attention?
At the moment, she needs to mm, get these energies moving, and it does have to do with exchange also, but in the right way.
Okay, good.
And then we'll see if, because then definitely purification, some purification. She is a healthy, wholesome, but there still is purification that work would need to be done, and it would clean out emotion, a lot of other things, toxins that go. Yeah, there's more cleansing that
And
will need to be done.
how can she do this? Is there a best way for her to proceed with this cleansing and purification?
Initially, it will be through this work of integrating more awareness on how to flow with her life in this new frame of mind, in this new flow, which means at the same time deconstructing, leaving space for more awareness and more being in tune with creation. And then there will be definitely also on a physical level the necessity to purify, um, which can be done as she knows some good techniques that or places, but they are unavailable now. So she will have to just put extra attention on feeding the way they eat, which is already very sattvic, but just more aware of it, and going to bed early.
Okay.
And that's also very important, the sleep, the quality of sleep. And then she will find if there are good tips to help the body detoxify once she will really get into this flow of readjustment. It will come a solution, one or another good solution that can be adopted by her physiology will definitely emerge. But I mean, there's a lot that can be done in the meantime.
Good.
Mm-mm.
Very good. Okay. So at this time, if it's appropriate, I'd like to ask some questions for her. I know you heard all of these already, but we're going to go through them. Um, while we're asking the questions, would you be able to continue with the healing work that's already taking place? Any healing that's been going on, or any activations, any downloads she needs? Could we do that while we're going through her questions?
Okay.
Okay, let's see. So she had, first thing she had brought up was her health, and it sounds like she's doing very well. And you gave some really good information for that, so that's good. And she had mentioned, was telling me about this experience that she's had for many years of seeing like a star in front of her. She's saying she's seeing it with her eyes open and with them closed. and told me about the experience of trying to enter this star, and it scared her. Is there some information you could offer her about what this is that she is seeing, what it's there for?
I'm not sure I'm not sure I can say it, or that I can, or that I know the response, or that I can
Mm-hmm.
say about it. It it is connected to an energetic point, yes.
Okay. Is this something that she should be afraid of?
No.
Okay, good. Is maybe this not something that, is it not the right time to give her this information yet?
Um,
Will this be something that will continue for her? Will she continue to see from time to time?
it's yeah. Um, yes, it's always there.
Mm-hmm.
It's always there. This and a lot more also. She knows that,
Yeah,
but mm, I'm just not sure.
yeah. That's okay. That's all right.
Mm,
Is there any reason for her to explore this again? Should she try to um, go into this energetic point again?
Actually, it looks like she could, but uh, yes, with the right protections and
Okay.
aware,
Mm-hmm.
aware that it's an opening.
Right.
It's kind of a portal, so she needs to be more aware of what she's doing and maybe be more aware of protection.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe in the time she did it, she was not aware. She was just curious
Yeah.
and she didn't know what was going on, and so she got scared.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe, yeah, now she is more aware. She knows better, and she can simply when she feels that it's the time for an experience or for
Mm-hmm.
something that is important for her to understand, then to be more aware of what she's doing,
Yeah.
protect herself, and there is more. There is more. There is that it could be like a dialogue, something there, but there's still something to be learned, something to understand
Mm-hmm.
mm, about how to go, how to proceed, and there's more to understand. Um,
So there's more to come later, it sounds like to me.
maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good though. Okay, good. Very good. Thank you. Um,
Thank you.
and she mentioned some experiences. Um, her daughter having some experiences and having a clearing done, and also mentioning about some kind of an entity that was maybe following in the family line and the women. Um, is that something that has been cleared? Is that still connected to her or to her daughter?
To the daughter, no, no, it's doesn't seem like it's connected anymore.
Okay. And then what about Belinda? Is there something that's connected that needs to be removed, or what's going on with that?
hmm Yeah. Um, It could be that it's removed. Yeah, that specific entity, yes, is removed. Um, though she just has to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, she has to be careful and just to be protected always. And because they do, I mean, they are there
Mm-hmm.
more than what she thinks and
Yeah.
more than what she's ever known. And they do, and they do come through where they find fertile land.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to just be, just to learn how to be wholesome, how to be you know, in a state of strength.
Yeah.
First of all, loving strength. Um, and so when there's weakness and when there's
Mm-hmm.
this lack of loving strength, then it could be um, a good fertile ground
Yeah.
for other things to attach and come through. And so the more subtle we become, and the more subtle, the more sensitive one is to these energies. So it's okay
Mm-hmm.
because they're not harmful necessary, but they are probably in the wrong place and feeding energy
Yes.
of energy. And so it's just a matter of learning this and learning that there's no energy to waste.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and just to learn how to be like a nice big strong sun
Yeah.
of love and have full batteries, and to just accompany whatever these energies are to their right place for them.
Yeah.
So it's a process. It's a it's a continuous process. You're never 100% clear.
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
um, and you learn this as you go along, and you learn how to protect yourself as you go along. You learn how to deal
Yes.
with these entities as you go along, and there should be no fear.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. That's very good.
mm
Okay.
mm mm mm.
Good, good, good. Let's see here. I'm just looking at her questions. So we've already addressed the getting the energy moving. That question got answered without us even asking it, which is wonderful. Let's see here. And some of the other questions she had was she was wondering about her two older daughters. I think she just wants to, make sure that they're okay, and what she wants to know what she could do to help them in any way she can. Is there anything she can do to help them right now? Are they okay? I think she's just worried about them.
these two girls are quite strong. They're quite solid on a soul level. Though this is a very particular time in the history of humanity and planet, so they are part of the big shift.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they're still not aware of this shift, and they just go with the flow, and they've got it. They have to learn. They have to go through these experiences of life and all the incoherences of this moment. Um, and they are actually quite grown up, and they just need to know that she is always there for them, which she is also.
Mm-hmm.
And they need to know that there is a solid ground there with her and Ulisse and Isabel. So this is actually what's been happening in the last year. In the last year, they physically have been distant from their mother,
Yeah.
and the second daughter has been never been so far apart for such a long time. So what they've been learning is that even though they're physically far apart, they're very close on a soul level. And they know that, Ulisse and that she they are there for them, which is not exactly what Belinda would want. She would
Yeah.
want more um, certainties and want them over next to her, but this is the experience now is good that it's this, and then there will be the time also of being close again and really giving value and appreciating the moments that are being shared physically together again. But what this time has been teaching is how distance also doesn't change anything on a soul
Mm-hmm.
level. Then obviously to be physically together is important. We live in a material world. That's part of the experience, but it's always spirits in the material world. So when they meet, it will be bringing down that to the material world rather than the old ways and habits and beliefs that we all grew up on. And it's
Yeah.
okay, but it will be new.
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. That's great. I think that will she'll really appreciate knowing that they're strong and that they're okay and that they're learning. That's wonderful.
Mm,
It's beautiful.
yeah, learning can be painful,
Yeah.
but they can handle it. They've done a lot more
Mm-hmm.
in their lives. can handle that.
Wonderful. Okay, that's great. Um, she, Belinda, and also Ulisse were wondering about their house in Rome. Um, would it be good for them to go ahead and sell that house now? Is it the time to do that?
There is something missing to the answer of this question. There's like
Mm-hmm.
something that is not in place
Mm-hmm.
for the answer. The answer would nearly be like a yes. It's good to look into this, but to actually then sell, it's like something has to go in place. Something has to be in place. No, I don't. I'm trying to see if what needs to be in place. It's like something has to be in place in New Zealand.
Okay.
Um, so it's like something has to. Yeah, there's still something that has to happen, but
Mm-hmm.
it's good that that they move on this and that they see what you know the possibilities, and there's things to be organized, and
Mm-hmm.
they know this because that you can't just sell the house and that's it. There are things to be that have to occur,
Right.
and there's things to be done to the house before the sale. Um, so there are things also to be done in Italy, but they're like nearly on a practical level. Yeah, so there are things that have to be, but those can be done in Italy while they're looking into the selling. And there's something that has to like happen in New Zealand. It has something that has to occur. Um, yeah, maybe more. Yeah, it's good that they proceed, but there are things that have to be understood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's good to get the ball rolling. It's good to get the things moving along.
Okay.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay, good.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm sure they'll discover um, what needs to be in place as soon as they get the ball rolling. It'll
Yeah.
probably reveal itself.
Mm,
Good. Okay.
mm, 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 mm.
Let's see. And she was wondering about, moving forward with her life, Ulisse's life, kind of wondering, I think, what direction to go in, for their future, their economic future, um, kind of, looking for some direction on as to where to go next, maybe what to do. Um, just an idea of, I think, where to go in order to make sure that, um, things are secure in the future. Is there any business they should look into or work? What kind of moves should they pursue?
Because this experience for them, for both of them, is an experience on how it all comes about. And the how is all this new way of building with trust and through this listening from the heart, going really to the heart source and feeling connected to creation. And so this is like part of their experience, their training
Mm-hmm.
to get all this into place. And they've been waiting a long time because they've done it in different ways beforehand, and they've never exposed themselves maybe so deeply and honestly as they are doing now, um, with more awareness also. So it is important that they, whatever they do, and they know that they will be working with a lot with what has to do with interacting with people, bringing um, health, which could be any, emotional
Mm-hmm.
health or well-being, the well-being of people. That's something that is quite rooted in them. And so however they, whatever they'll be deciding to do, it's good that they start. It's important they start simply, in a very simple way. They have to get, definitely it's time to get moving there too. And just starting from what life brings to them, something easy, and then Belinda knows. She's already has intuitions and ideas, and that's, she should follow them. And then
Mm-hmm.
through those ways where they expose themselves and they make themselves available, and they're saying to the laws of nature that it's true, that they are, and they'll be supported by the laws of nature
Mm-hmm.
because they are actually doing it. And this is their training, and that's how they have to go about. And then it will be one step after the other.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it is good that they start from what they feel that is most comfortable for them now, and just one little seed will open to another and to another, and things will start coming alive on the scene.
Wonderful.
Yeah, but there has to be this choice of doing it in that way, and doing it with that intention that we set. And because it really is a training for them to have this dialogue with the laws of nature, with creation. They are learning, and they can even eventually help others
Mm-hmm.
in a world of many uncertainties and always more in the old way of living, teaching people that the securities are not only what you have in the bank,
Right.
but what who you are, your connection to creation, and your connection to yourself, source, and how you connect to the laws of nature in a very healthy, simple, spontaneous way, very pure. And yeah, this really looks like what they need to learn. And then once they learn, they can witness this and they can help.
Mm-hmm.
Through their work, they can help this kind of knowledge, this kind of awareness, this that they have in in their cells, in their body, in their awareness, and it will resonate in their teaching, in their exchange, in whatever they decide to do.
That's wonderful. Okay. Sounds like it'd be very important. Very important. The new way of living that's coming. That they'll be definitely able to help others with this new world, so to speak, that we're
Mm,
going to be creating.
mm,
It's
yeah,
wonderful.
this big change is very connected to that, but the thing
Yeah.
is that they were not completely aware of this on the physical level. They
Mm-hmm.
do know somewhere else higher.
Yeah.
They don't, and so it creates instability sometimes because
Mm-hmm.
it's not what you've grown up with, and
Yeah.
but they do know inside, and they have to learn. They have to really repattern. They are like repatterning, and until they don't repattern, nothing will come about, and they can't diffuse this way through their test, the test of their witnessing, their way of once you have it in you, it transpires even without explaining it. It's the truth, and so it has to become a truth for them, but through the experience. It has to become a material truth on earth through the experience. Yeah.
Good.
Mm.
That's good. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for asking.
That was wonderful. Okay, let me see here. I think we've asked all of her questions. Is there anything else that wants to be shared for Belinda that we haven't discussed today? Any other messages, maybe from other beings of light or from the higher self that want to come forward?
There is a lot of love, and she is not completely aware how much love there is for her to connect to. And she has glimpse of these blissful when she has these glimpses, she feels so revived, and everything, yes, comes to al- comes alive and has a real truthful meaning. But there is lots of love around her, a lot, and she it is good for her to that's why it's good for her to also get into working and moving all this energy, because for her it comes through what we would put in brackets, it's through a job, but it's through exchange, it's through her social
Mm-hmm.
interaction that she activates her connection of love very much also through that. And then she needs, like all beings, time on her own, but uh, it's something that this love kind of also comes very much around and is revived also when through interaction and what we can say a social environment. And this moments of sociality and being on her own and will be part of also the new way, reconnecting on her own and reconnecting through the a social group. This this will help the connection also. This interaction between being on her own, being in the group, will help her a lot more to connect herself to
Good.
this wholesomeness.
Yeah.
Mm,
Wonderful. Okay, that's great. Let's see. Are there any messages for the collective at this time? Is there anything that needs to be brought forth for the collective consciousness?
it's um, the image is like a river that springs, starts like a tiny spring at the tip of a very high mountain. And as it goes down, it connects with other springs and other rivers, and it becomes wider and wider and wider, and it ends up in the ocean. And what happens is that there is a small, maybe it's a small group or many small groups that are working to bring more awareness and to go towards this who is more aware, who is less aware, but that are in the direction. Doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter who is more, who is less. What is important is the direction.
Mm-hmm.
And and so it's as if this small stream or these small groups that are working in the collective consciousness, as long as they, and they will, as long as they proceed along the river, that will help the collectivity to make the change. So in a way, it sounds strange to say so. There's so much to worry about. There's so much devastation going on everywhere. The Amazons and the killing of this tribe, the killing of those animals, and
Mm-hmm.
there's concentration camps and other awesome things. Awesome is the wrong word. It's awful things going on, but it's like it's all part of, the darkness that needs to be revealed where there
Mm-hmm.
is light. And so they are all actors on the stage show. And as hard as it can be, they are part of the whole play, the whole scene. But everything is part of the scene, and we're all part of this flow. And even if it's just many small groups with respect to the whole number of the population on Earth, it doesn't matter.
Good.
It's all, just it's all flowing like this river into the ocean. And the ocean is just it's a big ocean of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
And so we are all bound to, sooner or later, to go through the transformation.
Mm-hmm.
And all we can do is just do what we're doing, and with truthfulness and simplicity, and just more awakening. But the awakening can't be forced.
Right.
We can only ask for it and be very humble. Just be very humble and just feel that, we can receive a grace of maybe being in a position that we can help. Sometimes we are helped,
Yeah.
but that's a real grace. That's from heaven. And so, yes, it's in a way, it's all flowing as it should be.
Mm-hmm.
And about the timing, and if everything is, if humanity is delaying things, or it doesn't matter. It's as if there is no timing either. It's happening anyway.
Yeah. True.
Mm.
That's wonderful. It's such a great way to, it's such a beautiful explanation. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see. And the only other thing I would ask is only if it's appropriate, if there are any messages for me at this time, only if it's appropriate.
So, yes, and to begin with, just a recognition of the purity of your soul, and that you are a loving soul. Um, and you are also on a path of becoming aware more of your unboundedness and the understanding of how connected you are to the love source through your purity. And so to cherish this and to feel that it's a blessing you have.
Mm-hmm.
It's been given to you, this blessing, for you to cultivate this
Wonderful.
more and more. You're aware, but not entirely aware,
Right. Mm-hmm.
and not entirely, not entirely at peace with
Mm-hmm.
this beauty
Mm-hmm.
of love, peace, and purity that is within you. And to have trust and just to go to the simplicity of things in life and honesty and just feel it there very simply. It's always there with you. It's always there with you. It's this light inside you, delicate and at the same time it's unremovable. It's got a very stable, humble and stable security in you. And that is your source and your connection to God.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. That's
Thank you for
it's, a,
asking. Thank you
it's
very
an
much for
amazing, amazing message. Thank you. I'm grateful. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you for all that you're doing, all the effort that you're putting into your life. Just remember that it's sometimes easier than what you think.
Mm-hmm.
You've got it really there in your hands.